Happiness held is the seed, happiness shared is the flower. The Socratic method is a dialogue between a teacher and a student, instigated by the continual probing questions of the teacher, in a concerted effort to explore the underlying beliefs that shape the student's views and opinions. Here we bring before you Socratologue, a series of motivational themes which will give a new perspective to our thinking. In our first episode, we have Miss Nameeta Jesudoss, a master in zoology.
Hello Nameeta, so this is Nameeta, one of our friends from class. I think she's a bit nervous, we are doing this first. But anyways, we'll start going on. So Nameeta, everyone knows about you in your class, but can you tell a bit about yourself? Who are you, where are you from?
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
Yeah. Thank you, Akash. So I am Nameeta Jesudoss. So I am basically from Tamil Nadu, Tiruchi. So I did my schooling from Tiruchi, and then I went on to do my UG from RI Mysore, and then now I'm doing my Masters in Life Science here in Christ University.
Oh, alright. So you're from Tamil Nadu?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the name of the place you told?
Tiruchi.
Tiruchi. Okay. I'm bad with these pronunciations. So anyways, so how is Bangalore different than Tiruchi?
A lot, on all aspects it is different. I mean, like entirely the culture wise, the temperature and the exposure, all of it is, the places have their own uniqueness, but still they're poles apart.
Okay. So you're studying in Christ? Do you like Christ?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, I do.
Alright, fine. So what do you like about Christ? I would ask you.
I would say it was difficult for me in the start, but now I can give a lot of reasons for me to be liking this campus. It's probably a good class where I've started feeling more comfortable. So the class is a main thing that I'm actually liking about this campus, and being again into the campus. The next morning you have to come to the campus. It's the good friends and good class I've got.
So by class you mean the people?
Yeah, people.
So they're helpful, supportive.
Yeah, nice people.
And I, being a friend, can also tell that she is extremely supportive and helpful, So that's a plus point for us.
Thanks for the compliment.
Yeah. So since we are in zoology, right? So what were your experiences about zoology? Did you have a backstory about zoology, or why did you take up zoology, if I would have to ask you?
So not really, not a big fancy story to build upon, but a small instance is I was a child who was always inclined towards small things around me. Small things made me happy, small birds coming to nest in our house and not nesting in someone else's house made me happy. So that was the acquaintance that I had with nature from my childhood. And my parents were a big they were big support in this. They always love being with plants, animals and all of that, and that's how probably I got it from them, having the compassion towards plants and animals, everything around us. So it's from them. And I would also tell that my science teacher at my class 9, his name is Mr. Eli Larissa sir, he was the main reason who sparked the interest. And then I had a mentor to me, I would say. He's very elder to us, but a great mentor, a wonderful zoology teacher. He was our neighbor. He was a former professor in zoology in one of the colleges in Tamil Nadu. So acquaintance with him, talking with uncle and all. So his name is Professor Kannan. So it was his, he is the sole reason for me being passionate about the subject, the zoology subject. How he was so passionate about the subject made me think there's something in this subject, and that's how I started liking it. And then I went on to do my UG, and still I had a dilemma whether it will be a botany or zoo. And finally, going by the instincts, I went for zoology.
Right, that is so nice. So you have to give it to all the people you said, your mom, your father, then
it's basically the
Professor
people
Kannan.
who were around me.
Right. So Nameeta, you have already told about what inspired you, and we have already learned that you want to go into teaching. So have you been, I know you have been a student because you are my classmate. So have you been a teacher at some point?
Yeah, I did. Like, I had an opportunity to do internship in a school during my undergraduate. So I have this experience of being a teacher for around 1.5 months, and also like here and there briefly for some occasions I've acted like a teacher. So I do have experience of teaching people and of being in a setup of a school as well.
Right. That's nice. And you know, like she also teaches us. So I can tell you from that she teaches really well.
Thank
so,
you.
Like based on this, I wanna ask you, like when you be a teacher, like it must be very difficult to be calm and like you understand, right? Students are like not good at all. Like you know, like I have been a student. I have never been a teacher, but I am not sure that I'm not a good student at all. So what do you say? Like how do teachers keep their calm, or how did you keep your calm? Like,
okay, so as you told, this is a profession which requires a lot of patience and acceptance. Like it will be 40 different unique 40, if it's a class of 40, it's going to be 40 different unique characters which you have not created. It's it's going to be very random, and then you'll have to have this extreme level of patience, and the level of saturation where you'll reach should be quite high to be able to manage all of them. So what I feel is that is why this profession is regarded to be a noble profession, for this reason, for this attribute, because not all will end up having this attitude. Once you have that attitude of this being patient and being welcoming to all the students of whatever might be their differences, that makes you a great teacher. Like all students in your class would love to like you. So I did have difficulties in the start when students used to like question in the middle. They had very silly doubts. Like I even had a doubt of a student who sent me pictures of 3 different notebooks: a small notebook, a medium-sized notebook, and a large notebook, because I was teaching it online, and asked me, "Ma'am, which notebook should I be writing?" So you will have to be patient. There was a lot of sensitive issues where you'll have to act mature. So all of this comes with experience and the exposure that you get being a teacher. But this is all parcel of the life, like I mean, like of a teacher's life. Like all of this you gain at one point. You reach a point where you don't like judge students based on their character, or like they keep on asking questions, you don't judge them. So when you start judging students, like you don't have patience, and you start judging or snubbing student, telling like don't ask question, you're stopping someone from growing. The more you let the questioning thing run in a student's mind, that the more they'll learn, the more they'll be successful, is what I believe in personally.
That is such a nice thing she said. Like even our teachers keep telling that interact in class, like interact, and oftentimes we keep numb. I think that interaction is important.
Yeah,
right?
it's important for the teacher to get along with the class, and also to take the class forward, and also it's for the students to get all these small conceptual errors corrected, and so many things. Like it's gonna benefit in 2 ways. So interaction is the need of the class, I would say.
Right. I would like to ask you last 2 questions. Okay, so like when you were telling all these things, I was thinking like in students, what would happen that there will be differences among various students. Like look at our class, for example. We have like people from different kinds of cultural background. In a school, there will be students from different economic backgrounds. So what do you think? Do you think that diversity should be projected out, or should an uniformity be maintained? And if like uniformity should be maintained, how do you expect, like what should be done to maintain that uniformity?
So I personally believe inclusive setup, like getting everyone in, is what makes a beautiful classroom. So a classroom is a reflection of the world.
Right.
So there's a child who is from a different economical background, there's a child from another economical background. You let them interact, you make them understand what it is to be in someone else's shoe. So
Find
they
a
get
common
to
ground
so
somewhere.
it is nice to have diversity in the classroom, and it is nice to it's about celebrating the diversity that we share. Like instead of making it uniform and boring, let's celebrate the diversity. That's what I mean. And also about making it equal and all. I feel the more than equality and all, it's a very common term that all from the education background would be very sure of. It's about equity, giving what they want. Rather than telling this is the bar, all of you just get only this. But instead, if you give what they want, that makes it more wholesome and an enjoyable learning experience. So inclusiveness and equity are something that will help you celebrate the diversity in the classroom. And once you start celebrating diversity of a classroom, there can be no better ideal place to reflect a society or make someone grow, to mold someone to be able to live in the ocean that is the society later.
Right. I think I understand. Like, quite a nice thing you said. Like, we should look at the equity. Like, we should try to achieve that equity.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, anyways, like, one more question I had. Like, see, when we think of a teacher, or whenever like someone talks of a professor or a teacher, so always this scary image comes, right? So this teacher is coming in the class, how to hide from the teacher, how to like do things which are like the teacher should not see. So like, why is that scary image there, and can we like change it? Like, what do you say about it? Like,
see, I personally don't want to be a teacher from whom a student will run away.
Yeah.
That's the something like, but as I'm telling, each student is unique in a classroom.
Right.
I will also tell each teacher is unique.
Right.
So they have a different way of handling their classroom. So we should accept that as well.
Right.
But yeah, there has to be a point where teachers will have to make in some adaptations, and they have to bring in some changes within themselves to be able to run in the pace that the community with which they are interacting with is also running.
Okay.
So we as teachers, we'll have to bring in some changes, but that doesn't mean like you'll expect a teacher to be friendly. There has to be a teacher who is strict, there has to be a teacher who is very sweet. All of this, if you see, a student will get all of these experiences.
Right.
So don't think like a teacher is a scary image and all. Not all teachers are like that.
Right.
But that doesn't mean like I want all teachers to be very friendly. Each teacher has their own way of handling it. So let it be that way. Let's celebrate that as well.
So whatever is happening or whatever is going on, that is you feel is fine,
Yeah,
right?
fine.
Yeah, agreed.
But I feel you cannot change a personality. Like
Right, so true.
they have to be their own true self. So, but then they can change the way they teach. Pedagogy can be changed.
Right.
So you will have to focus on an aspect. If the teacher doesn't have a good or strong pedagogy, the way they teach, so that has to be focused and not the way they behave and all. Yes, they have to be accommodative, they have to be friendly with everyone, but focus should be on something else is what I feel. It's my personal thing also.
That is right. I do agree to that. So anyways, I wish you all the best.
Thank
I'm
you.
Pakka sure you'll be a very, very good teacher.
I hopefully...
yeah, like we will hear news of her being like one of the best teachers in our place or in our country, as a matter of fact. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you so
and
much.
I would just like to give a thumbs up to all the teachers and professors in this world.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for this, and it was lovely talking with you.
And we should thank Canon, by the way.
Yeah, for
He's the main,
giving out this idea and conceptualizing it so well.
He has been pulling us since like 1-2 weeks, you know, like he didn't even let me go to the washroom today. He was like, come, you'll run away. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Canon,
Nameeta.
for bringing us, and also to Akash for being a wonderful host. Thank you.
Thank you, Nameeta.